the best thing about your identity? It's that your identity molds you into the person you are. And for me, my identity is my hair. Ever since I was younger, I always loved growing my hair out. And my mom really kind of didn't want me to. But that was who I was. That's who I identified myself as. But when I was younger, my mother, she wanted me to at least have some type of texture, some type of form to my hair. So she bought me a brush. And I remember my first brush, it looked just like this one. And I would brush my hair, and I'll try to get the new style of waves. And I'll put a picture right here. Yeah, as you can see, it wasn't really working out for me, but I still love growing my hair out. So this is really dear to my heart because of that. And I remember buying this not too long ago. I had this for a year, and I remember buying this remembering my mom. So this is so dear to my heart because of my mom. So usually these type of brushes are called wave bristle brushes. These brushes are usually wooden and have 7 to 8 columns of bristles. Premium wave brushes can have all kind of wood textures. And here's how to use it. Here's how most people use it, rather. I have chose this wave brush because it plays a huge role in my daily life as an African American male. Number one, it helps me train my beard. You see, it helps me form some type of pattern to my side tapers and my hairline, and etc. But there's a lot more history behind this very tool. So here in this video, I'm going to explain that.
The river Jordan,
Ben Aragondade wrote the article Black Hair Care and Culture, a Story. In this article, he states, around 1441, when African slaves were brought west to the New World, they were confronted with their first loss of identity. It was then the one and only identity they had was stripped from them. The standards of beauty that they encountered were the privilege of fair skin, straight hair, and thin features, in contrast to African dark skin, colored hair, and wider noses and mouths. Some slaves had to get accustomed to European beauty styles to survive. Oftentimes, they would serve as barbers and or beauticians for their white owners. Other slaves attempted to stay with their traditional African hair customs like braiding, using African patterns, and using natural herbs from trees for their hair and skincare.
When slavery ended, there was an overabundance of blacks who were knowledgeable in European hair care. The need for blacks that were knowledgeable in black hair care began to grow. It was then that the kitchen beauty shops began. There was a growing number in black beauty shops everywhere. As the number of commercial establishments grew, barbershops and beauty parlors became increasingly important to the economic and social structure of black communities. Beauty salons and barbershops became places not only to get your hair done, but locations of culture.
Aragondade states, many blacks argue that imitating European standards of beauty and grooming was necessary for blacks to be accepted by white culture, especially by potential white masters and employers. For generations, hairstyles have reflected the history of American race relations, and the way blacks wore their hair reflected the dominant white culture. African American hair was straightened, combed, or parted to mimic Western hairstyles. In response to the propaganda in black communities to accept the European standards of beauty, the black hair care market expanded. Beauty salons and barbershops were now safe havens for African Americans to partake in discourse regarding a wide variety of things. From personal experiences, it is the most therapeutic feeling. It is a commonality that's always there. Sometimes even heated debates on controversial issues. Anytime you enter a barbershop, the conversation can go many ways. Rashad A. Timmons created a creative piece called Roots, the expression and socio-political power of black hair. He has many stories about black people's hair, but the one that stands out the most is named Michael Wilson. It starts off by saying, "My hair is heavy, my hair is complex, my hair is mine." He then talks about his first job he had after college at a bank, and he states, "I had my locks. It didn't matter how nice I dressed, people still looked. And I'll never forget one time I was at a vending machine And one of the lawyers, who was a client for the bank, came up to me and was like, "You do such a great job, but we just have to work on that hair." And I'll never forget that feeling that I had. I was confused, but it also gave me this feeling of, I make you uncomfortable. And I realized that was something that they had to reconcile, because this is my body, my space. As you can see, this brush is more than just an object to me. It has historical and cultural ties that makes it not only important to me, but to my community. Although this wooden hair tool may seem worthless to the average citizen, it means a lot. It helps me feel liberated to not let traditional hair norms affect me as a person. Thanks for watching.